between he and I, we're building Lego with kids who have autism. Christos, what do you love so much about this?
Michael, it's so great to be here. What do I love about it? Firstly, it's just fun. It's really fun because you get to play with Lego, and at the same time, you get to practice your skills as well. So you're learning, and at the same time, you're enjoying yourself. But I have a question for you, Michael.
Sure. What's your question?
Because we're learning and we might be a bit tired at the end of the day, if we start to get a little bit heightened, what are some ways that we usually use to manage that?
Yeah. So I guess if we're real about it, our kids are already exhausted. They've got through their day at school. They've held it together. They might have exploded at mum in the car, or maybe they didn't, but it's like, it was a big day. Their emotional tank is lower. So by playing with Lego, here's my little Lego motorbike that I stole off my son this morning. And it's like, while we're building, we're actually emotionally regulating. Like we're not having to worry about people. We're actually able to just focus on the task, which brings us down a bit. Kids in our Lego group, they do get a bit heightened. They do get a bit upset with each other sometimes. And that's okay, because we work through that. That's life. But they also sometimes get heightened just because they're so darn excited. You know, it's fun to hang out. Oh, I get to see my friend from last week, you know, which these same kids, some of them don't have friends at school at all. So there's so much there to be excited about.
That's right. And I'm interested in what you just said, Michael, because you said it's the kind of place where they might see someone they saw last week and can make friends like that. But it's interesting because it happens on Zoom. So how do we make sure that it is social while it's still on Zoom?
Yeah. So there are a lot of our kids come from rural areas as well, you know, but it's like Zoom will have our little mini group of say 3 kids, and we'll have our leader or 2 leaders with those 3 kids. And we're just talking about life. Yes, we're building, like the theme this week might be, say, I don't know, building like a city landscape. And so that we can then have interactions between the characters. Like this little guy might meet, I don't know, the guy who rides his police car, and have a quiet chat with each other or something. But it's like, it's social because we're hanging out, we're all having fun together. But it's social because we're interacting with each other. Even though it's about Lego, it's not. It's about, hey, let me go get my dog. You haven't seen my dog? Look at my dog. Okay. Or it's my mum's birthday tonight. It's the conversation. On the surface, it looks like we're here to talk about, you know, Lego. How's that Lego shark? Okay. Every home should have one. It's like on the surface, it's about Lego, but it's not about Lego. It's about hanging out and using social skills and learning social skills, you know.
That's a great point, Michael. And I love that you've mentioned that, because even though it's called like Lego Legends and it's about Lego, it's not really about the Lego. It's about using the Lego and seeing what else we can sort of talk about.
The Lego is just a tool.
Exactly right. And in saying that, I'm curious, what is it about Lego specifically that you think is helpful in working with kids with autism?
Yeah. So we actually thought really long and hard about why Lego, because we've got lots of parents saying to us, can you do coding with our child? Or we've got our Minecraft group, or our art social skills group, or, you know, our social games group, which is like board gamesy sort of things online with each other. And why Lego? It's like pretty much we wanted to create a space where our primary kids and our early teens could come home after school and just have something to look forward to that's going to help them relax, and it's going to be fun. Okay, where they're going to be able to chat with each other without feeling pressured because they're all busy at the time. And so it's, I forget what your question is, but the idea is that the goal is it's something they can look forward to. I don't know many kids who look forward to going and talking to the speech therapist, because it's hard work, and the speech therapist gives you tasks to do all week. It's exactly what they're supposed to do, but it feels hard work. But I don't know any kids who will say, oh, it's hard work sitting down playing Lego together. It's a different experience.
You're exactly right, because the hard work that's happening is pretty much the Lego and building, whereas the things that we're actually teaching them, it's sort of sifting in the background with the conversations we're having or a question that we're asking. So it's not like the main thing that's going to be on their mind. They're there for the Lego, and that's what they're going to most enjoy, which I think is really exciting.
I'm excited by it too. And like the idea is, sure, this week we're building like a city landscape sort of thing. It's like, no one cares about the city landscape. They care that they get to experience what it feels like to have friends. So many of our kids, they've only got one friend, or they have no real friends, or they haven't been invited to a birthday party in 2 years. So the idea that I can go, if I'm say 9 years old or 13 years old, and hang out with my friends and just play Lego with them, the same friends that I was with last week, and the same friends who will be there with me next week, and hang out with my leader, like, oh, Christos, every time he sees me, he asks me about my dog, you know. It's like, it's it's kids experiencing this, like what friendship feels like, so they can use friendship skills. Because otherwise, if they're only learning it from the OT or the psych, where do they apply these skills? So it's like this playground of being able to use skills that we learn. Because so, like Christos, say with Secret Agent Society that we teach, or the peers friendship course for teenagers or whatever, that's teaching skills, but then you need someone to practice it. And so that's why Lego.
Exactly. I just love that. I love the way you phrased it. It's a place to practice, but it's also a natural environment as well. And I think that's absolutely lovely. So really well said, Michael.
Well, you're very kind. Really, I'm just like, it's just the truth. Find me a little guy or a little young lady who doesn't want to go and play with these. Okay, clearly this bike has got to get away from the shark. It's just natural, and we can create social situations of like, heck, the spaceman's being chased by a shark. Now, don't ask me how that really works, but let's imagine, right? It's like, what emotional regulation skills does he need right now? You know, like he needs to stay calm. He also needs to move. Okay, like it's silly, it's fun, it's relaxed, and we've got a huge list of skills we want our kids to develop, but that might take 3 months or 6 months to develop those skills. It doesn't matter. It's not a race. Let's just have some fun with Lego. And Christos, let's be honest, you were a big driving force in getting this up and running. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. I really appreciate it.
Look, I appreciate you saying that, Michael, but at the same time, like you said, who doesn't love to play with Lego? So it's an absolute pleasure to come up with something like this and to work with the kids.